Hi, I'm Dylan.
I'm Dustin.
Today we'll be in episode 11 making this weed bowl here.
And it's just, it's going to look similar to this bowl. And it has the weave effect, how we stagger each piece. And it'll just give you an idea of how I make this. And you'll see step by step on how to make this. It'll be out of 3/4 inch pine, and the cheapest I can come by. So it's an ideal little bowl, basket, whatever you want to call it. You can store candy or whatever you want in it. It's a nice little piece you can set on your coffee table or just a nightstand or whatever you want to do, and show you how to make it in this episode. So thanks for watching. Alright, and as you can see, we're going to be making something like that. And here's the pattern. I printed off of Steve Good's website, so just going to be making this here, and that's just the pattern. So I'm going to start by cutting those out, and then I'll put them on the wood. Alrighty, so I cut out the pattern, now to apply it to the wood. Okay, all I'm just using here is I just went to Lowe's and I got this, it's 4 foot long, and I just got 2 of them, so I can use many of them for different bowls and such. It's just a 1x12, and I cut these 2 pieces down so the pattern will fit on it, and I'll show you how to put the pattern on. Alright, obviously you start with your piece of wood, and we're going to want the grain to go vertically. It doesn't really matter because the it's a circular pattern, but in the end we'll line them up so it's vertical, and if you stagger them it'll look weird. So we're going to use masking tape on there, and okay, we got our masking tape on the wood. Now for the pattern. Now it's the same as every other video, but in case you haven't seen it, I just use this general purpose 45 by 3M. It's a temporary spray adhesive. Already got the pattern on, and I'll show you what I did here. Since I have 2 pieces that will be cut out in this white, it's going to be just scrap. I decided to just tack this piece on in the middle of it, and that'll just save some wood, and it's just easier to work with. So now for the clear box tape. Alright, we got the clear box tape on there. Now for the holes we're going to be drilling, and as you can see, I don't drill them all in a line. I just stagger them along because it'll look better that way. So drill the holes, and I'll be with you at the scroll saw. Okay, got my holes drilled. Now over to the scroll saw. Okay, just going to start by cutting out the smaller circle. Now I'm going to cut out the inside of the bigger circle. Now to start cutting these, the pieces that are going to be the actual bowl, the weave part, and I'm just going to start off on the inside one and work my way out. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of the cuts, and I'll see you here in a second. Alrighty, back here for the last cut. Now over to the work table. Okay, so there's all the pieces that we cut out. Now we can peel off the pattern, and I'm going to give it a little dry run and stack it up similar to that and see how it looks. Okay, so that's the dry run, and I don't like it at all. I want it to not have that bottom thing because it just looks too tall and awkward. That one there looks more proportionate and just better looking. These are two different patterns, by the way, so it's not going to look the same. But what I'm going to do is just see how it looks without the bottom one and keep the top one. That got rid of a little bit of height, but again, it's, I don't know, I just don't like it as well. But what about if I don't have this top ring? Sort of need that. Well, I guess that's what we'll go with there, and just throw away this piece of wood here, and what I'm going to do now is just sand each piece, and then so I don't have to do it at the very end, what I'm going to do now is just take this piece after I sand it, and then burn in the back, and then when we put it together, then it won't be that hard to just give it a clear cut, and it'll be done. So now to sand. Okay, what I'm going to do is, since each piece isn't really, rough looking, I'm just going to take a piece of wood and wrap sandpaper around it and just give it a sanding over it so that the tear out or frizzlies on it are like where I joined up from a cut, and just make a nice transition. So I'm going to do that to all the pieces, just give them a nice little sanding on it. And then we'll be back to be burning in the back on this, and then we'll glue it up. Burning in the back now. So we got the DCSSW and the date burnt in the back. Now I'm going to just sand over it a little bit to make it nice and smooth from the burning part, and I'm ready for glue up. Alright, for glue up process, I'm going to glue it upside down. That way the bigger part will be at the bottom. That way I can just build it from there. So I'm going to start by just putting glue on this side of the piece, and then putting it onto there, centering it, and then just keep going with each piece, and then yeah. So I'm going to be using, just like every other project, clear gel tacky glue. This is good because you don't want to see the squeeze out of the glue on this, because it won't be painted, it's just going to be clear coated. Alright, for the next piece, since we're not going to be gluing the entire thing onto it, it's just going to be resting on each point. We're going to start by gluing on each point around here, and just on the points, because that's where it's going to rest at. Okay, I found it easier just to take my scrap piece of wood, get a pile of glue on it, and just use a brush to put the glue on. It just makes it faster. And the good thing about this glue is it's a gel and it doesn't dry right away. So you have plenty of time if you need to fix something before it actually dries. So that's one good thing about this glue. So next piece will just go on and put it on the best. Here. Looks about right. Now I'm going to repeat the process all the way until it gets to the very end, and then I'll show you it from there. Okay, so as you can see, I got it all together and it's glued up. Now what I'm going to do is just set a little weight on top of there. So I just set a little weight on top there. It's just about a little paint, and it's enough pressure to keep it on there, and it's too awkward of a piece to put a clamp on it, so that bottle of paint will work, and I'll meet you here after that's dry to do the clear coat. Alrighty, we're back here. The glue is dry, and I just want to compare something here. It's not too much bigger, but it's the same sort of style. This one here had it was a different pattern. It had something else going up, like upside down that way, but so that's just one of the things there. Now I'm just going to give it a clear coat, and I'll make the grain come out nice, and that pine grain seems to have a nice grain pattern to it, so that'll make it look good. So now the clear coat. And you see how that just brings out the grain real nicely. So I'm going to just go ahead and give this a spray over, and I'll be right back with you. And there's the final product.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dustin.
Thanks for watching the video on the weed bowl. Be watching for many more videos to come, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.